I'm super optimistic. Every time after Godzilla and Mothra fight, you get a chance to rebuild Tokyo bigger and better next time. Like, yeah, there's a lot of destruction. Sometimes things have to get bad enough before them to get better, you know, whether it's a pandemic or the financial crisis. Like, you need things to get bad enough for them to get better. And the actions of some of the big tech companies have been so egregious that it doesn't matter if you're conservative or liberal, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, live in the city or live in a rural area, you know something's really mussed up and something's going to have to be done about it. And so we're still at that, I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore. And there hasn't been a clear-sighted policy as to what's going to come out. And it doesn't really matter if they get it right. Even if they get it wrong, they'll try something else. That is the one good thing about America, is like, yeah, we make all sorts of mistakes, but every so often we get a chance to say, oh, that didn't work, we'll just do something else. There's no reason why Americans have to like double down on mistakes. We like fail fast, we fail big, and like that in our culture can be called learning. And so all these things that are going wrong this badly just mean we're just learning. So I'm super optimistic. Like I don't know, it is Schumpeter's creative destruction, and that is part of our, you know, our special formula. And so I'm not doom and gloom about any of this, because I am amazed at the energy and the innovations that are coming out of this, even though it's can feel pretty crushing. And you know, I may not survive, but I think our society will. I might get crushed in some of these ventures and lose all my money and get my ass kicked. But I think that there are going to be a new generation of winners, and I think 10 years from now, we're going to have different firms on top. Just like if you went back 10 years, it wasn't the same companies that are on top that are here today. So it is still a dynamic situation, even if the folks at the top always look like there's no way to take them down. But, you know, they could be, and Facebook may have like mucked up enough that they could get knocked off the perch. I don't know how. I'm not saying it's going to be me or people I know, but when you do things as egregious as Facebook, you know, the universe has a certain logic to it, and it does tend to come back in balance. And I think even people at Facebook, like, it's very hard to attract top people to an organization that like clearly has been building the Death Star. You know, and I'm sure, look, I'm sure there were great people working for Darth Vader, but you know, it always seems like the talent ends up, you know, working at the rebellion, because it's just not that much career advancement at the Death Star. You know, Darth probably isn't going to like give you the reins. And so, you know, I'm not looking for Zuckerberg to suddenly have like a change of heart. You know, Bill Gates did, but he had to like leave Microsoft to do it. And he spent 20 years making up for kind of some of the anti-competitive shit he did while he was there. And I think he paid his dues, and with interest. And so, you know, will Zuckerberg do it? You know, I don't know, but
Well,
stranger
yeah,
things have happened.
I think Zuckerberg and Facebook know it as well, because they recently sent a company memo telling people it's probably not a good idea to wear a company swag right now. So
Yeah, it is. But, you know, I look, I would not put it past Mark Zuckerberg to change. He has it in him. He has the mental capacity to do so. Whether he has it in his heart to do so, I don't know. But I don't ever, you know, rule it out. You know, Gorbachev did it. People can change in a lifetime, in a moment in history. You know, you saw the change that happened in South Africa that made it possible to move from apartheid to a post-apartheid. I am an optimist. I've been around long enough to see things I never expect to happen that happen much better than I ever could have imagined or predicted or planned for. And so I'm just glad to have a ticket to the ride for this one. And, you know, Facebook, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when they get to the level of deposing Mark and some of his lieutenants over their actions that have led to some of the situations that we're now reaping.